Chairwoman Lee, I appreciate it. Administrator Power, good to see you. Administrators, I wrote in February regarding the recent USAID award of $4.7 million to EcoHealth Alliance, which, as you know, is a nonprofit based in New York led by Peter Daszak. EcoHealth Alliance and Dr. Daszak have a very troubling record of failing to report findings that they get from our federally funded research. They also have refused to cooperate with congressional oversight. And I would submit to you that they have collaborated with the Chinese Communist Party to obstruct an objective and thorough investigation of the origin of COVID-19. And just to be clear, Peter Daszak and EcoHealth Alliance conspired with the CCP to cover up the origins of the pandemic because they withheld information about the research that was being conducted at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. At the same time, they were praising the CCP's handling of the sham World Health Organization investigation, and they were parroting inaccurate CCP propaganda talking points. I think by the end of the height of the beginning of COVID, Peter Daszak was in essence a mouthpiece of the CCP. So with that said, I appreciate the response you gave me to the letter, which came in on the 28th of March, but the crux of my question still remains unanswered. And that question is this: when awarding the organization EcoHealth Alliance $4.7 million, did USAID consider EcoHealth's compliance failures and refusal to cooperate with congressional oversight, as well as Daszak's collaboration with the CCP?
Thank you for the question. Thank you for your engagement on this. First, just because not everybody else might have had the benefit of reading what we sent back to you, just to stress that the EcoHealth Alliance award to which you're referring, as you know, is an award focused on not at all on global public health, but very much on conservation, working with the Liberians to ensure more protected lands, more conservation, training park rangers, creating economic opportunities as they seek, again, to protect public lands. And so in terms of the process, which I think you're asking about how that grant came about, which of course we have looked into, USAID Liberia has had a long and productive history working with the local chapter of EcoHealth Alliance, has not had issues related to due diligence or reporting. I think we've provided pretty substantial grants in the past in sub-Saharan Africa and in Liberia specifically. But also on land use alteration as a driver of disease emergence and climate change, we had productive relations. So when the due diligence was done in compliance with all federal regulations, notwithstanding some of the inquiries and the reporting challenges that you're alluding to, EcoHealth Alliance in an open and rigorous process was chosen. And again, those processes have a lot of integrity to them.
So I would still argue that the money is fungible and that there's still issues with the unethical behavior of EcoHealth Alliance and Peter Daszak, as well as the non-compliant behavior. Would you consider an investigation or more oversight into EcoHealth Alliance regarding that unethical and non-compliance, those issues that they have?
Well, the issue that you're referring to, again, I believe it's an NIH grant, and that the back and forth on reporting and so forth, is something that's a little bit further sort of out of my domain. What I can do is certainly assure you that we will be scrutinizing, this grant, compliance, reporting, all of the aspects that we bring to bear, in our oversight of grants more generally.
Thank you, Administrator. And lastly, I just have concerns that USAID is working with legacy partners that are frankly inefficient, and just as EcoHealth Alliance has unquestionable behavior and practices, whether it's vis-a-vis the NIH or USAID. But just focusing on USAID, according to the 2021 progress report, only 12% of the awards were given to new or underutilized partners. In fact, only 1% of subawards were obligated to new partners. So with that, instead of focusing on the ineffective legacy organizations like EcoHealth Alliance, what steps has USAID taken to work with new innovative partners that would further the mission, might be more nimble?
I really appreciate that question. Thank you. It's a big priority area for me. I know it's one also for the chairwoman of the committee. I think we have made some headway. We've created, for example, something called workwithusaid.org, where you now have thousands of people being able to come and figure out what it takes actually to be able to partner with USAID, which is no easy task, just given some of the paperwork and administrative requirements, which have a disparate impact on new partners, as you're suggesting. I think the localization initiative that I've launched that I alluded to speaks to this as well. When we looked at this last year, 5.6% of US foreign assistance was going to local organization, the vast majority going to large international organizations or US-based contractors and so forth. So I'm very much on the case. I think it's a lot about disparate impact of rules and regulations that some category of organizations are find it very easy to navigate, or might have Price Westinghouse or whatever as an accounting firm or a GC. And so part of the reason that we come to you often asking for operational expenses increases is there has been a lot of attrition at USAID over the years. But B, we want to work with those organizations to guide them through this laborious process, because the startup costs are high, but once people have mastered that process, then they can become the new traditional partner. But we have a lot of work to do. We did exceed our target, I think, of with regard to contracting with small business partners. That is now up to over 15%, which is something, but that's still 15%, leaving 85% with the larger, more traditional contracting partners. So happy to talk to you or your staff about more that we can do, but a lot of it is about raising awareness that we're interested in this, and you can help spread that message as well. If
Thank you, Administrator, and thank you, Chairwoman Lee, on the generosity of the time.